Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Justin for the Cash Calling AC Sports Report, here to recap the Baltimore Ravens and the Houston Texans matchup, the AFC version of the playoffs right here. And let's get right into the scoring drive. We're going to talk a little bit about the stats, and we're also going to talk about the AFC Championship. But let's start off with the scoring drive. To kick off the game, Houston got on the board with 12:24 left in the first. Neil Reckers converting on a 40-yard field goal to make the score 3-0 Houston. From there, Baltimore got the ball back. They got on the board, and it was all Baltimore the rest of the way in the first quarter. With 9:51 left, Baltimore's Joe Flacco passed to Chris Wilson for a 1-yard touchdown to make the score 7-3. With Billy Cundiff converting on a PAT, making the score 7-3. After that, Houston went 3-and-out, and then Baltimore got the ball back with Billy Cundiff converting on a 48-yard field goal to make the score 10-3. Baltimore gaining points early and trying to get a commanding lead on this Houston team. And to wrap up the first quarter, Joe Flacco passed to Anquan Bolden for a 10-yard touchdown reception to make the score 17-3, with Billy Cundiff converting on the PAT. Next, in the second quarter, it was all Houston in this one. They scored 10 points in the second quarter, and to start it, Neil Reckers kicked a 33-yard field goal in the opening drive of the second quarter for the Houston Texans to make the score 6-17. Houston's trying to get their way back into this matchup, but very, very slowly. Field goals will not win it for this team in this game. So this defense for the Baltimore Ravens has a stacked defense. You got Haloti Ngata, you got Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, Ed Reed, just to name some guys, Ladarius Webb. But Houston did get a touchdown in the second quarter with 4:48 left, with Arian Foster having a big game today. He got a 1-yard touchdown run to make the score 13-17. Houston making their way back. In the third quarter, it was one of the most entertaining quarters I saw. There was no score. Both teams really fought it out after a break at half. So they came back. It was back and forth in the fourth quarter until Billy Cundiff kicked the 44-yard field goal, which was the final score, was the final points in this game, with Baltimore winning 20-13 at regulation. Houston will go home, and Baltimore will continue on their quest to the Super Bowl. Next week, they'll be facing off against the New England Patriots, who do still have the worst defense in the NFL this year. And I think yesterday versus the Houston Texans, the Denver Broncos, Brady goes ham in that game. Brady could have, like what Tim said, Brady could have thrown like 6 touchdowns in that game if he wanted to, but it was still a tremendous game, and Brady is going to be facing off against a pretty hectic blitzing type of defense in the Baltimore Ravens. So you're going to be seeing a lot of blitzing next week on Tom Brady. You're going to see a lot of Terrell Suggs, a lot of Ray Lewis, a lot of Haloti Ngata, putting a lot of pressure on none other than Tom Brady, who is a really pocket precision type of quarterback. So you really want to watch out for that. So Rob Gronkowski is also a tight end you really want to watch out for if you're the Baltimore Ravens. That means you got to get Ed Reed, who got banged up in this game versus the Houston Texans, which was our injury announcement in this one. He got banged up twice in this one. It doesn't really look too serious, but until the last game of the last play of the Houston Texans season, which was the Hail Mary, which was picked off I think by Ladarius Webb, or I think it was by Ed Reed. He got banged up, so he got helped off the sideline, so I'm gonna get more information on that when we do the AFC Championship preview. But we're going to talk about some stats here, then we'll wrap this up. TJ Yates versus Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco played better this week, but the offensive line was the cause of concern. I thought this offensive line is stacked. Michael Orr, Bryant McKinney, or I think that's what his name is. There's also Bryant McKinney, I think, on the defense. But Joe Flacco got sacked 5 times in this one, which was pretty down, but he did get 2 touchdowns. He was 14 for 27 with 176 yards, having a quarterback rating of 97.1 in this game. TJ Yates, a total down game today, 17 for 35, very inaccurate with 184 yards. Most of those passing was to Andre Johnson, who I think had 111 yards today. He did throw 3 interceptions, like I said, 2 interceptions to Ladarius Webb, and I think 1 from Ed Reed. And it was just a down game for TJ Yates. The rushing matchup, which is what I was really looking at today, Arian Foster versus Ray Rice. Arian Foster played out of his mind today, 27 rushing attempts for 132 yards, 1 touchdown. Ray Rice did come up in big clutch situations. He got 60 yards on the day with 21 rushing attempts. Going to the receiving between Anquan Bolden and Andre Johnson. Andre Johnson goes ham today, 8 receptions for 111 yards, and his longest reception today was for 19. Anquan Bolden got 73 yards today on 4 receptions, and his longest today was 28 yards, and he got 1 touchdown in this one. So there you go, guys. That is some stats I wanted to announce to you guys. Next week, we got the AFC Championship game. Baltimore taking on the New England Patriots. I think it's going to be at Foxborough. And then the NFC Championship game, the San Francisco 49ers going to be hosting either I think they're on the road, or it's going to be the winner of the Green Bay Packers and the New York Giants. Do not know the whole situation on that right now, but this is where I'll leave you guys off at. Baltimore picks up the victory today, 20-13 over the Houston Texans. Hashtag deuces. This is what Tim said, but Tim, I'm stealing your thunder right there. I'll see you guys later. This is the Cash Kelly and AC Sports Report. Make sure to check out our website, which is going to be airing after the Super Bowl. We'll be making a lot more announcements about it once we get more detail into the site. So we'll see you guys later, and enjoy the New York Giants taking on the Green Bay Packers game, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later.